Hello, great people. Welcome back to Global Happenings. Today, we're so excited to have you again. The Wahaha in APC leadership was expected to have stopped in the days of Oshiomhole, where a lot of people had complained that he was very autocratic and wouldn't even allow them to act, and he was moving around the state, taking decisions by himself. I think that was what brought about the emergence of the current National Working Committee led by Adamu. But right now, the story seems not to change because the crisis is hitting up high. Right now, the National Working Committee of APC is crying out. And they're saying they're even redundant as at now. Why? Because unfortunately, Adamu is taking some moves that is totally unacceptable to them. Now, according to the news, the crisis of leadership in the ruling All Progressive Congress APC assumed another dimension following allegation by members of the Senator Abdullahi Adamu-led National Working Committee (NWC) who accused him of dictatorship and autocracy. Noting that Adamu now runs the NWC as one-man show, they added that where he didn't seem to have his way, he invokes the name of President Muhammadu Buhari to get the National Working Committee members in line. The National Working Committee members said while Adamu was free to make consultation with stakeholders, he must, however, subject the outcome of such parties to deliberation by the National Working Committee rather than his current penchant or to adopt such view as the position of the National Working Committee. Two members of the NWC, Salihu Lukman, who is the National Vice Chairman, Northwest, and Isaac Kekemeke, National Vice Chairman, Southwest, made allegations in a memo sent to other National Working Committee members yesterday in Abuja. Adamu's media aide Mohammed Lawal did not immediately respond to the inquiries on the matter. They later entitled APC and the need for vigilance, urgent call for intervention. The duo said they were compelled to make these statements following serial postponement of the scheduled National Working Committee meeting twice within 48 hours. According to him, they said, "We are convinced beyond doubt that this is a deliberate attempt to foist a fake accompli on the National Working Committee on fundamental issues that affect our great party." They stated, in apparent reference to the screening of presidential aspirant ahead of the next week presidential convention of the party. Lugman had at the weekend written a letter to Adamu and copied some stakeholders of the party accusing the party chairman of not learning from the mistakes of his predecessor. In yesterday's memo, the duo said that the National Working Committee had been rendered redundant within 2 months of its existence. They stated that within just 2 months in the lifespan of the new leadership of our great party, APC, led by Senator Abdullahi Adamu, the National Working Committee, organ of the party, vested with the power of managing the day-to-day activities, including implementing the decision of the National Executive Committee (NEC), as provided in Article 13 subsection 4 of the APC Constitution, has been rendered redundant. The national chairman takes decision unilaterally. When it suits him, he invokes the name of our leader, President Muhammadu Buhari, to blackmail National Working Committee members into accepting his decision. Every effort to get the chairman to respect the authority of the National Working Committee as elected by the March 26, 2022 APC National Convention is proving very difficult, if not impossible. Note that NEC's donation of its power was to National Working Committee and not to the national chairman or any individual. The National Working Committee members said they had no option but to make this public, appealed to all APC leaders to intervene and urgently to call the national chairman to order immediately. The national chairman must be properly reminded to recognize that the business of managing the day-to-day affairs of the party is the responsibility of the National Working Committee as provided in provision of the APC Constitution. He is free to consult any party leaders Such consultation will not represent decision of the National Working Committee or any organ of the party unless and until it is adopted by the properly constituted meeting of the National Working Committee or organ in question according to the letters and spirit of APC Constitution. As a party, we have suffered enough judicial embarrassment arising from clearly avoiding leadership breach of our party's constitution and spell out rules. As members of the National Working Committee who have the mandate of our members, we hereby serve notice to the National Chairman Abdullahi Adamu and through him to all APC leaders that henceforth any decision taken by the National Working Committee or National Chairman or any other party functionary which requires approval of the National Working Committee as enshrined in the APC Constitution will be considered as illegitimate and an infringement on the jurisdictional scope of the National Working Committee unless otherwise confirmed as validly approved decision of the National Working Committee or any other legitimate organ of the party. No NWC member is elected at the March 26, 2022 National Convention to warm seats or offices in the National Secretariat. We therefore call on all our colleagues in the National Working Committee to rise to this challenging situation by joining hands with us to serve our great party and return it to its founding mission of moving Nigeria forward based on honest, fair, just, and selfless commitment to party building. God bless our party. That was what the two vice chairmen from the northwest and from the southwest, that was their position that they made public. All right, but we have to understand this. When you people allow them to start bringing out consensus candidate for different position, what were you expecting? That man is not answerable to NWC, neither is he going to allow you people to influence any decision that the man who choose him as a consensus candidate had already spoken. In other words, he will only do the biddings of the man at the center, whoever that appointed him, instead of allowing the generality of APC to elect him, but decide to appoint him. That man is going to decide how he plays the flute. He's going to decide how he dances to the music. He is his remote control, and there's nothing any of you can do about it. You are just blah 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 blah. If there was someone who was capable of changing the narrative, by now they would have called him to order. But hey, he is getting instruction from somebody, and he must do in accordance to that. That was why even they appointed some of you. Most of them, they went on, it was unopposed. Some of them were consensus candidates. You enjoy that level of, grace, and you expect that you are going to function personally. You are going to just make decisions based on how you feel. And all. No, 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 no. You are existing as just robots, and they must remote control you, and you do exactly what they want you to do. If it was something that you were being elected, you will say the APC people elected me, so for that reason I cannot condescend like this, like this. But unfortunately, virtually all of them in the National Working Committee were being appointed by in the name of consensus candidate, and that's why all of this is happening. Adamu cannot do little or more than what they say he should do, so he's responding to the voices behind the veil. You search out those voices there. That's what we'd like to leave it. Go to our conversation. Let's interact. What's your position on this bwahaha going on in APC leadership? Do you think he may likely cost them their presidential bid? Let's interact.